I mean, look like a little kid shit next to you. I'm so sorry. Where's my mommy?
Nobody's in there, so.
Oh, you want me to move it more towards you?
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's got to go this way.
You want me to move it?
There we go.
Oh, that looks good. Here, I can scoot up a little bit. Here, I can scoot a little bit closer. Hi, Jen.
Well, let's see if anyone comes in.
Right. Look, I gotta go do this way.
Oh, Danny commented.
Here. Already? Here,
she commented on a Facebook post.
Right here.
Danny, come in here.
There. How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Well, because if not, I gotta keep going like this.
I wonder if I should turn the light on.
No, I will show all my flaws.
Actually, it doesn't.
Really?
Watch. I'll show you, and if you don't like it, I'll turn it off. Nobody's watching right now, so because it'll pop up on there or up there if somebody's in there. Let's see. I mean, people might.
It's gonna blind me.
People might rewatch it, but nope, that's not it.
Oh!
Wow, that's too bright.
Yeah, I'm good. Is it already recording?
Yes.
Oh shoot! What? Introduce.
This is Serelle, everybody.
Hi.
You guys know me. If you come to my channel, you know me.
Serelle doesn't like to be on camera, so if I act goofy, you'll understand why.
We're trying to get her out of it. Oh, there's 2 people in here. Hey guys.
Right. Hi. I'm Serelle.
Oh, there's 3.
I'm the owner of Ascended Gifts over there on 6728 West Morgan Avenue. I'm the silly one. Right? Everybody else is always so serious. I'm the one that has to lighten the mood and be the clown. So
yes,
yeah,
that's awesome. What should we talk about?
What do we want to talk about?
I don't know.
Other than my major trip that I had.
I see you guys in here. Somebody give us a suggestion.
So I had a major trip last night. It was holy crap. When you wake up at 444, you're like, holy crap. It's like, yes, that was awesome. It was an awesome trip.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Well, let's see. When did Jen realize that she was gifted when you were younger? When? About what age do you remember your first spiritual experience, Jen?
God.
Master takes a drink.
I had a lot of thinking. I'd have to think really hard because it was a long time ago. I have a really shitty memory.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really remember my first time. I just remember my whole life seeing things that were out of place, or thinking that I was seeing a person that was alive and not knowing that it was a spirit. I remember that.
Yeah, because they look so real when you're a kid.
Yeah, they do. They look like, you can't tell sometimes the difference.
Right?
I'm trying to remember. Good Lord. See,
well, you don't have to think back that.
Yeah, I'm like, when was it? I don't remember the first time, but I remember seeing things that were strange, and I also remember feeling like eventually kind of feeling like there was something wrong with me, like feeling like a black sheep and not wanting to tell people because I was afraid to tell people.
Yeah.
I think I didn't start really telling a lot of people. Like maybe in my teens, I started talking about it more, and maybe when I was younger, it was certain people, like people that I know wouldn't be like, you're crazy. Right. But, yeah, long time. I can't remember in my life where I can't remember not seeing stuff,
Yeah. Oh no, totally understand that. But I was taught and raised, because I'm from the South. Serelle, sometimes you gotta learn to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Because certain people don't want to hear certain things.
Yeah.
Called a weirdo, a freak, a witch all my life, ever since I was a young child. Yeah. And I was always outside in the woods. I mean, and we lived in the woods, talking like gravel road. No lights, woods. But I had lots of nature, spirit friends, elemental friends, no doubt. And a lot of stuff that people practice today. And there's lots of books on now, which I didn't find out until my 30s, as far as Wicca, paganism, witchcraft,
Yeah.
all these other spiritual avenues here. I didn't know there was books on those things until I was in my, I'm going to be honest, my mid 30s. I've been practicing all these things since I was a child. And I was learning these things also from both of my grandmothers. So yeah, and I just did what I was told to do. Serelle, go get this, go get that. And yeah, slap off the bugs on the side there and come and get it to me here. So yeah.
I think a lot of people practice
Don't
these things
realize.
before they really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know,
So everything I've
know
learned,
that they're practicing.
right, everything I learned, and there's a lot of stuff that I still know and practice that aren't even in books.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days you and I should get together and we should collaborate a book.
Oh yeah, that'd be
And
awesome.
I think we both should do something like that.
I've thought about writing a book many times.
You know what? And my guys will not leave me alone until I
You're
actually
gonna do
that.
it.
Just like they wouldn't leave me alone to actually do this, even though Serelle does not like to be on camera. Serelle does not like her picture taken. I never did, even when I was a child. I was not the first one to go be in front of the camera and say, take a picture of me, take a picture of me. I was the one running from it. I did not want to be on camera.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I didn't like it either. But,
You know, but yeah. So I know for me, when I was a child, a lot of my first experiences were quite negative. Not just seeing things, but actually the feeling of it. And as I'm older now and I understand it, I know that it was demonic.
yeah.
It was demonic. And I didn't understand why until I'm much older now. The reason why, because they knew what I was and I didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they were trying to stop me. Honey, I should have been dead so many times it ain't funny. And I'm not going to lie. I still got the scar over my left eye from being pushed down the cellar steps from the spirit. Yeah, the spirit behind me and just shoved me as I'm looking at it like this and I'm staring. There's the old man there looking up at me with his teeth all jagged looking, and then there, bam. Yeah. I remember it vividly. I've been growled at, and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I've had my hair pulled out. I've been kicked, punched, called every name in the book when it comes to spirits. Been attacked a lot in my dream state back in the day, most definitely when I was younger, as a teenager. And then you learn how to control your dreams more, and you learn how to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did a lot of that. But as far as fear, I don't have no more of that.
I don't really either.
You know what I mean?
Occasionally I get scared, like that thing that just happened in my hallway, but
Right.
I don't. Usually I'm not afraid of that stuff either. It's just like if you if you trust and have faith, you know that you have protection, and that stuff's not as strong as what you're being protected by.
I agree, but I think that's more so part of our test and our spiritual test, as I like to call it. And I know whatever I do have to go through, with everything I had to go through for 4.5 years, was all to teach me something.
Yeah.
To take back my power. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm love and light, no doubt, but you got to have that balance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And even the darker aspects teaches you something as well, because we all have it, no doubt. And we got to know when to use it. Now, when you use it for greedy purposes, envious, jealousy, because you want fame and all this other stuff, which everybody knows I do not. That's not why I opened.
Right.
That's not why I'm here. Then yeah, believe me, it is going to collect. Mm-hmm. And you better be strong enough when you do mess with stuff like that. You best be strong enough mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Yeah.
When it comes time, because it will definitely take you over. It will consume you, and it will take over your whole life, including your finances, your health, your well-being, mm-hmm. everything. It will definitely do that because it wants to do that. But I know for whatever I had to go through with all of my challenges, as I call them, being challenged, it was more for my betterment spiritually, and I know that. Now, do I regret it? Do I, should I say, hate any of the people that were used by that? I'm going to be honest with you. No,
No,
I don't. I don't hate anyone.
me either.
Don't hate anyone. I don't despise anyone. I might not like what you do. I'm not like what you practice, but yeah, who am I to judge you? You know, I don't like it when I'm being judged.
Right.
So why would I judge you? You know, and we all have our different paths. You know, we all have our different paths.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I opened 12 years ago, was for that reason. You know what I mean? To help offer any kind of guidance and direction. You know what I mean? Comfort, peace, and a lot of healing. Most definitely a lot of healing for a lot of people that are lost. You know, to let them know, hey, you're not crazy.
Yeah.
You are not crazy. You know what I mean? You're welcome. Most definitely welcomed. If I don't have the information or the resources for it, we'll search and we'll look it up together to help point you in the right direction too. Because I sure wish I had that when I was younger. I fumbled a lot. I made a lot of mistakes, and I'm going to make more because we're supposed to.
Yeah.
We're supposed to. And I'm going to make more. I'm going to make more. The best thing is to really learn from it. What can you take from it that was positive that you learned? Right. Most definitely, besides just dwelling on all the negative parts of it.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what keeps you down. It wants to keep you down that lower vibrational. You know what I mean? It really wants to keep you there and keep you stuck. So what can I learn from it? And what did I learn from it? Right? Well, thank you. Thanks for the pie ride.
I love this.
But I don't want to do all the talking, Jen. So
that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what to talk about.
Well, sure you do. But so I was going to take a drink.
If anybody that's watching wants us to talk about a certain subject or ask questions or whatever, go right ahead, get in the chat and ask away.
Yes, because I do not claim to know all. If someone says they know everything and they're whatever, a master and all this good stuff, they're full of crap. I'm sorry. I'll be the first one to tell you I do not know shit. I will definitely, excuse my language. I'm still learning, because if we're all that, we wouldn't still be here on this earth school plane. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Definitely. I agree.
Okay. We all volunteer to come here. This is the hardest school. I feel this planet is the hardest school in the whole entire universe and multi-universes and galaxies. This is the worst one. This is the worst one. It's the hardest one. It's very, very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. But can also be very, very bad and very ugly too. You know, it doesn't take much for people to grasp that darkness. That's easy.
Yeah,
that's an easy thing to do, right?
Yeah.
We could do that while we're driving. Someone cut us off or whatever, and we can flip them off or just be right. That's easy. It's easy to do that. True strength, true power. To me, as far as what I'm learning, is not embracing or should I say, allowing that negative to absorb you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And to keep it stuck there, and just to be a nasty, miserable person, where you get your kicks off of actually trying to cause chaos and negative things in other people's lives. To me, that shows lack of self-love, honor, and respect.
Definitely.
I'm just being honest.
Definitely.
Because you don't have enough self-love, honor, and respect for your own self, or enough value for yourself, that you think it's fun to try and hurt or harm other people and disrupt their lives because you think, because it's fun just because I can. Just so I can wield a little bit of power, you know what I mean? And play with it a little bit. Yeah. To me, that's weakness. That's weakness. Yeah. True strength to me is not doing those things where you actually want to better, your not just yourself, but your loved ones around you and people that come to you that really need help. Besides using them, thinking, hey, you're naive. Let me go ahead and just plant some seeds in your head, some negative shit, make you feel sorry for me.
Right.
And then let me promise you this, and this, and here, can you go harass that person for me? And that's real fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
That the person doesn't even know yet. Doesn't even know. But let me go ahead and just go ahead and just cause some chaos for that person today. Could you? Right? Because I'm a piece of crap. Because I have no love and self-respect and self-esteem. I have no pride. I have no morals. You know what I mean? Literally is what that is. So I actually send extra healing energy to that person. I send extra
they
love.
need it the most.
Yes, they do. Because they need it. They need it the most. They really do. They need it the most.
Mhm.
And I try to understand, because believe me, I struggled with the understanding part, because I would never do that to another human being of what's been done to me.
Yeah, that's
for
hard.
Yeah, for 4.5 years, I would never ever do that to another person. Now my crown chakra's opening up. Thank you, my guides. I would never ever, I would never bribe someone, pay someone to harass another person ever. To me, that's weak.
It is weak.
To me, that's weak. If you can't come face to face and discuss some things with the person one-on-one, yeah, you're weak.
Weak.
Sorry, but that's what I.
Weak sauce.
I know that's my famous. That's my famous word. Weak sauce, right? But I understand it, because it's fear. It really is fear. You know, and how terrible is that for that person to feel that? Because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to that fear. When you're lacking these things, it really is. It's fear.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But they could have also been raised with that or treated that way while they were growing up too. So a lot of them don't know any better.
Yeah.
You know, it's called that programming, as I call it. And it's up to us to reprogram.
Mm-hmm.
But we still know right from wrong, babe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we still know right from wrong.
Yeah, you should.
If you didn't like it done to you, why would you do it to somebody else? You know, it doesn't feel good. It's not right. Yeah.
People.
We got to love them.
Yes.
And I do. So, yeah. So if whoever thinks that I'm their enemy or whatever and all this other stuff, you know what? I still love you. I still love you. No, I do. And
Yeah.
I don't mean it out of snottiness
No.
or being catty. I really, truly do. You know, I don't ever want to see anybody hurt. Never.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean, we got enough of that in the world. We got enough of that. You can just walk outside and have that. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is not why we're really here. You know, and a lot of people don't know that. There's quite a few that do. And I follow quite a few on Instagram now that, hey, are really clicked in and know the reason why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
You know? All right. Whew, I'm sorry. I know Serelle gets excited.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. I like it. I like it. What else?
Yeah, I don't know what else we want to talk about.
There's a couple people watching, but nobody's in the chat.
All right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why? I hate that when you're on the spot and like you start drawing a blank. Like,
well, I mean, what we should have did, which we didn't.
Write it down.
Write down a couple of right. I know, because I thought about it too, and
That's
I'm like,
okay. You live and learn.
Right, but then I'm thinking
Next
to myself, I'm like, well, this is Jen's show, so
Next
I'm like,
time we'll do it.
well, I'm gonna have Jen do that, right? Because I didn't know what we want to talk about, or yeah.
I'm trying to think of something that would be.
How about when you can see through people? Why are you being sassy for?
When you can see through people.
When you can see through people. See, and my problem is I can actually see, even if they're just, how should I say, in a very negative place in their lives. And if they've, how should I put this? The downers, and then just downright just miserable people.
Yeah.
Even then I can see the light.
Yeah.
It's like it's trying so hard to break through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It really is. It's trying so hard to break through, and I can even see that little bit of that light. And there I go again, trying to help everybody. And sometimes it's not my place to help.
Right, that's the challenge.
And I've been scolded, y'all. I've been slapped back. I ain't gonna lie, from spirit, saying that wasn't your place. That was their karma. And or that was their how should I say, assignment to go through, and how dare I step in and try to just take this away from them? You know what I mean? That wasn't your place to do that. So then I'll actually get punished. I ain't gonna lie, I'll actually get punished, and then I best not do it again. But yeah, I like it when people try to how should I say, try to fool you.
I know. I think it's funny.
You know, try to give you this kind of story or whatever, or put on this personalities persona, as I call it, like shapeshifters kind of thing. You know what I mean? Try to take on a different kind of personality and everything, and try and cloak that. And I go ahead and I run with it. I let them go right ahead and do it.
Mhm.
Because you know what? They're supposed to. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
They're supposed to. You go right ahead, sweetheart. Tell me all about that.
Mhm.
Yes. What bothers me is when you actually how should I say, include children in it.
Oh yeah.
I've had that to happen where the child had to be maybe 8 or 9 years old, maybe 8 or 9. Yeah, and there's something's wrong with her and this and that, and you can look at the child and say there's nothing, and there's
Yeah.
nothing, and she looks at you and she hisses at you and stuff like this. I'm like, yeah, that's nice.
Well, like that one famous case with that woman that like went to all these doctors and it got all the sympathy for her daughter that was supposedly sick, and her daughter wasn't actually sick. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
It really is. And we rack our head. I know we always rack our heads thinking, I'm like, why would someone do something like that? Why would something be this or do that to a child or to another person, period, that you supposedly, like, love, is your friend? You know what I mean? That'll be like me doing that to you, Jen, right?
Yeah.
Why would, think about it. We got to remember everybody's life path, everybody's contract is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's is different. And it sucks.
That's why I don't like to watch the news ever.
I can't watch the news.
Like I'll turn it on once in a while just to watch weather.
Yeah, I cannot watch the news. I'm gonna be honest.
It's yeah. It's
And I honestly, and I know my husband says that because he watches all the political stuff. Well, you should, because it's important,
okay.
On who's running everything and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Honestly, honey, they're all puppets anyways.
Right.
They're going to be told what they can do. You can get elected all you want, but there's someone, that's actually pulling the strings. And even behind them, there's someone else pulling the strings.
Yeah.
What people don't realize is we actually see through stuff like that. There's a lot of shit we see that we don't say. Now, if I'm asked, then I'll explain it to you. You know what I mean? Or I'll talk to you about it. I just don't want to voluntarily give out information.
Yeah.
That's why I say when people walk into my business and they ask me certain questions or, you know what I mean, about certain things, I got no problem talking to you about it.
Right.
It's just not me to go out there and go, oh yeah, let's talk about this, and this. It's just not me.
I got a message from Danny. She said something about,
we love you, Danny.
She's watching. I don't know.
Yep.
We are chatting at you too.
Are you? Oh, what are you saying, Danny? Because I love you.
I don't know what she means.
What'd she say? We are chatting at you. Well, we don't hear you.
We don't see you.
We don't see your faces. We don't see your beautiful faces. Right?
Maybe it's my dumb computer.
That's all right. Okay. Yeah. It's yeah, and I like it when people try to talk about, and I'm on the council and this and that. And I'm sorry, but I had to bring it up because it really bothers me sometimes. I am human, definitely that. For the most part, I definitely am, but I gotta sit there and just let them go with it. I'm like, and the voice in my head is like, she's lying, right? I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I've been there. Like I said, I got back this morning at 4:44 a.m.
Yeah.
And I did have to take a nap because I was exhausted, you guys. I was really tired. It's like, I've had it in my face too many times. I remember my first experience as a child too. I remember it vividly. Yeah, being room up. Yeah, I remember waking up. Yeah, after and seeing the lights leave me. So yeah, I remember it vividly. Don't remember what was done. Obviously, it wasn't a negative experience for me because I'd never had any fear with it. You know what I mean? I used to have a lot of fear when I was younger, of course, when it came to the lower negative energies, as I call it, the crabby spirits, the mean spirits, the demonic ones I used to. But honey, if you've had it in your face too many times, and I got to the point of exhaustion, I think I was in my late 20s. I got to the point of exhaustion. I couldn't even sleep. So I started sleeping during the day, taking naps on my couch in the daytime.
Yeah.
And as soon as I closed my eyes and you could feel it coming, that heaviness is coming like that. And one night I just said, you know what? I said, F this. I'm tired. I was just tired, exhausted. And I physically fought. In midair, here I am swinging in the bedroom. In midair, bam, bam, bam. Nothing's there, even though it really is, but it's not. Look,
there you are.
Yeah. Plus all the abilities.
You know what, y'all? It's
right.
Freaking user error. I apologize. Right. I had the wrong thing setting up.
But we love you too, Lanita.
Hi, Lanita.
Right? We love you. I'm
gonna text you later, Lanita.
Right. You're so bad at doing that.
I know I'm bad.
I'm the same way though, because if someone messaged me, but I remember I'm like, F this. And I think what made me do that is because it was laughing at me. It was laughing at me and it pissed me off. So I physically fought it and I said that was it. And then when it tried to send a different one, like in a different form, and I'm laying there on my side, it's like pitch black at night, and I pop open my eyes, and it was like a hag looking, you know what I mean, like a witch looking kind of thing, as like the old Hollywood looking kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she had jagged teeth, and I didn't even open my mouth. I just said it to her telepathically. I'm like, and I just looked at her, and I'm like, well, I'm ready to play. Are you? And she goes, oh shit!
I wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
And took off. I said, you know what? I said, I'm just done. I can't. I'm just tired.
Well, and that seems like it's like a common thing. Like if you don't show your fear and you face them and you're like, what's up? What do you want?
Right.
They tend to, I mean, if there's a certain type of energy, they tend to just leave you alone.
Well, a lot of it,
a
lot of it is to test you. No doubt. It really is. I'm not saying every negative entity, every negative thing is supposed to test you and it's part of your spiritual journey or to activate anything within you, to a higher level. Not everything is for that, because there's just some warped people out there. I'm sorry, even though I love you, but there are some really warped people out there that will actually play games and conjure up shit and send it to your way. Like I said, out of envy, jealousy, the pettiest crap, literally, because they want something or they think that you shouldn't have something, that they want.
Right.
Out of the stupidest stuff. And to me, those kind of people don't deserve any kind of power. Honey, if you're going to use darkness, I'm sorry, but if you're going to use it for something like that, use it for the right reasons. Catch your, torment your pedophiles, your rapists, your serial killers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Use it for a good thing, not to innocent people.
Right.
Or because, well, so-and-so's got this and they got a great life and, they got a loving person in their life and this and that, and they got all these nice things. And I'm not willing to work for those things. Or it's all about poor me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they can't raise themselves up enough to get out of that self-loathing thing. And, well, I'm just going to do this, or I'll pay someone to do this.
Right.
Or I'll get my friends or associates to help me with this. You know what I mean? Yeah. To me, that's, then you don't deserve, to me, you don't. That's just my opinion. Then you don't deserve to have any kind of gifts or powers if you're going to use it that way.
It's sad for people to have, that weak of a mind that they just go along with somebody else doing that too,
But again, it comes to that lack of love.
Yeah.
Lack of love and what it really is to be loved, respected, you know what I mean? And honored as a person, There's a deep, deep wound there where they feel it's okay
to do that. Because someone that's not, that doesn't have traumas and experienced some kind of wounding from their past, and chances are they're not going to be that, vindictive or into the darkness or.
Well, and then I'm going to be honest, and Serelle's not going to get upset. You all know me, and you all love me, especially Danny and Lanita. Y'all know how Serelle is, where I actually start to get, upset and teared up and start crying because I can feel the hurt. Look, I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to cry because Serelle's famous for that, because I can just feel the loneliness and the abuse that these people have taken.
Yeah.
And that's what's made them and molded them, as I call it, programmed to be that towards other people. You know what I mean? I really feel it, and it hurts my heart.
It's hard.
It hurts my heart.
It's hard some days to be able to feel, to have the gifts to feel that, because it does drain you.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it definitely
It is definitely a blessing and a curse.
Hi, Amy.
And it hurts our heart. Hi, Amy. But it's Jen's sister, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Amy, Jen's sister. Right? Right? You know, it's like, and that's just it. Look, it's real shedding here.
Let me go back up and see if you guys suggested anything.
Yeah, give us something else to talk about. Serelle's just like rattling on here.
Let's see. Aw, Lenita, you're so sweet. Hi, Melody. Let's see.
So you can see better than I can, because
Lenita says we should talk about our abilities and skills.
Our abilities and skills. Let's see. What that I can see the matrix, and I can see the glitches, and I can see the airplanes stuck in the sky, and what else? What else should I talk about?
Hi, David.
Who's David? Hi, David.
He's in there.
I know those two. Hey.
He comes in the shop. I give him.
Does he?
I get readings.
Oh, hi, David.
Let's see.
Right.
I still don't like. Oh, I think she was just responding to something I said.
I love you, boo. Look at it. I love you, boo. Or I love you too. Sterling got her glasses on, sweetheart.
Yeah, it's hard to read that from this far away. So
yeah,
we still can. But should we talk about our abilities, or should we?
Go.
Oh God,
it's Jen's show.
I hate the word psychic, y'all. I do. I hate it.
Well, psychic's such a big umbrella.
Well,
anyways.
and also it has had like such a negative stigma around it. Like,
most definitely.
You know, people scamming people.
Oh,
and, you know,
big time.
Use Cleo and all that shit.
Well, I like the ones that come in and say, "Yeah, I got a hex and a curse on me, but for $500 or you know."
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah, scam.
Yeah, they said they would help me. I've had older people, believe it or not, come into my shop. And one older gentleman, he's got to be in his 60s. And he goes, I'm ashamed to tell you and ashamed to let you know that I got scammed for 10 grand. Saying, oh, yeah, she told me that I had a hex and a curse on me from all these females and this and that. But for this amount of money, she could, remove this for me, doing some candle work. So it cost me, $300. And then she'd come back and say, oh yeah, a month later, guess what? It's harder than I thought. We're going to need more money. You know what I mean? There's always some kind of excuse.
Yeah, I had that too. One time when I was doing a spirit fair, this woman was in her 70s maybe.
I know. Doesn't that
and
hurt
she
your
got
heart?
Taken for 10 grand too. And I'm just like,
yeah, it hurt your heart.
That's just so you all know.
Yeah.
Usually, 9 times out of 10, if somebody's like, "Oh, you have a curse, and I can take it off for $500,"
or 3 or whatever,
it's a scam.
Yeah, even if they say 200 or whatever. I'm just saying
any kind of money they want.
I said, baby, the only thing you're going to need for me is a candle, and guess how much my candles are? $1. Right? Let me show you how to do your own. I'm all about doing your own, taking back your power. You know what I mean? Because we all have it. All of us here are gifted. All of us. Right? No one's more special than the other. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, here we go. Lenita says,
to let people know how not to use their gifts in a way to benefit their own lives. Yes, Lena, we kind of touched on that a little bit too, as far as your greed, your envy, your jealousy.
I think it depends. When you say your own life, it depends, because if you use your gifts to help you grow as a person, or expand yourself, that's one thing. But if you're using your gifts to win the lottery, or
oh honey, if that's the case, if that's the case, psychics all over the world will be millionaires,
right?
Okay, and that's what. Well, if you're psychic, then why can't you predict the winning numbers? Because we're not allowed to. I mean, that's an abuse of your gifts. Yes. No doubt. That's an abuse. If that's the case, should we all be millionaires? Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. If I win, great. I think, I'm going to be honest, I think the universe doesn't want me to win because they know how generous I would be, because, Serelle's like that. Especially if I have it. If I have it, I am too generous. But go ahead.
Oh, I like that.
What?
Danny says profit. I like that better than spirit.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Danny. See,
that's
Danny?
Awesome.
See, Danny should have been sitting here, honey. You could have helped us with that. Yeah, see?
How to make your own stuff and not to spend a ton of money.
Most definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honey, I'm an old kitchen witch. That's how I was raised. Yeah, you get stuff from outside and from the forest
Yes.
and from your garden. And my first athame was a butter knife on my altar. It was.
You don't need nothing fancy.
No. And I tell people that come and say, you know what, I need to get stuff for my altar. I'll suggest a few things, and I have the things, no doubt. But when I realize that they're starting to rack up a little bit, because I keep track of that, and I know it's their money. But me being the mama, that's the way I am. I say, you know what, just get this and this for now. Start out slow. Really practice. Please, protection first. Everybody, do not learn the hard way like Serelle had, okay? But protection first, and I'll always, preach that as well. But start out slow. Do not overwhelm yourself. Practice makes perfect, right? And when you feel, hey, I know how to do this at the back of my hand, now we can move on to the next thing. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff.
No.
You know what I mean? To be spiritual, you don't need a lot of fancy stuff for your altar.
Well, then you don't need to feel pressure to try to learn everything that everything about everything.
That someone else,
it's impossible.
Right. Well, my friend, is this, and this, and that's great.
Like focus on something.
Yeah. Well, that's great that your friends already, that far and whatever like that. Well, maybe they're supposed to be.
Right.
We don't have to play catch up with anybody else. I'm not here to compete with anybody.
No way. And
you know what I mean? That's not why I opened. Okay. And that's all about me anyways on my website, because I'm not going to go through all that again. But that's not why I opened. I didn't open to get rich, to get famous, to be popular.
Right.
Honestly, that's not why I was pushed by my guys that would not leave me the F alone to open, literally, I'm here to help guide, direct, you know what I mean? To help heal, and to love, and to show you, hey, I have no ulterior motive. There is none. Right?
And it's her shop is very
it's small.
A lot of people say when they come in there how good the energy is and how good they feel in there, and people come in there just to stand in there because it's got such good energy in it. And
I've had grown men stand in there for the first time. He was actually a bouncer and he was embarrassed. I made him sit in the chair because, he just totally lost it. He goes, this is not me whatsoever. And he just, and I'm standing before him because my short ass, excuse me, again, here I am cussing. But I'm very blunt. But anyway, so I got his face buried in my head, on my chest, while he's bawling like a baby. And he was embarrassed. I said, don't you ever be embarrassed.
Right. That's strong.
I said, you needed to walk. Right. You needed to walk in here for a reason today. I've had a lot of people do that. And I'm sure they're embarrassed afterwards, and that's fine, but they have no reason to be. That's why I'm here. That's another reason why I'm here. That you're right. To me, that shows true strength.
It does.
That shows true strength.
I get really sad when I hear people I don't want to cry. I'm ashamed. I don't want to cry. And it's like, especially men, not to be funny, but it's true.
It's all that programming.
Yeah. It takes a lot more strength to actually release your pain than to hold it in.
So you can actually start to begin your healing.
Like crying it feels good. You know what I mean?
100%. Well, it's that release.
Yeah.
And that helps you to start to begin your healing too,
Yeah.
And that's just it. I think people are afraid to begin their healing.
Yeah.
They think crying
it's
a change, but also they're programmed to think, well, that shows weakness, but it's not, if I'm crying, you best run, because if I'm crying, then that means I'm highly peed off. Yeah. So I don't like to cry. Now, if I'm doing a reading or I'm feeling, people's energies, as far as emotional stuff, I will cry with them, obviously. But if I'm crying on my own for some reason,
something's wrong.
Then something ain't right. Something ain't right. Yeah. Because I don't like to cry, but I'll cry with you during a reading. I'll cry with you when I'm holding you to help you release, because I can feel your emotions and I can feel your pain. Because we're empathic. We feel that. Most definitely. How dare I have compassion and empathy for another person, right? Bad.
Well, there's some, unfortunately, a lot of people that don't.
Was it Gold Danny? What did Danny say?
She said,
everything we do is supposed to empower others, not suck them dry. Thank you, Han. Right? She knows.
Lanita, is that a question? How to call in your own
protections?
Did you
right?
Is that a question or is
I think that's I think that is. And you know what, Lanita, you're right. And Lanita, but that's why I love her though. That's why I love her. I had her laughing so bad. Okay. Anyways, I had her laughing so bad. Yeah, at the shop yesterday.
Good.
But anyways, I was
She
being
needs a good-
goofy.
She needs a laugh.
Yes. But you know what? Calling in protection is going to be different for everybody. Again, everybody believes different deities, from different ethnic backgrounds. Again, all what they were taught as well. Honestly, you guys, and any of my customers, clients that have asked me before, whenever I do mention about calling in protection, honey, the higher powers don't care. They don't care if you were raised Southern Baptist, like I was, Baptist, Pentecostal, Catholic, whatever. They don't care.
Right.
Once you call them, you call them. You know what I mean? Hey, only here on the earth plane, us humans, we have to put everything with a label in a box.
Right.
Well, you know what? Well, the Roman Catholics belong there, and well, you're Baptist. Well, you're over there. You know what I mean? The higher powers don't care. They don't care. Yeah, call them. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to disrespect none of them, so I'll call them all.
Right.
Right? I'll call the ascendant goddesses, the queens, the ascendant master teachers. You know what I mean? I'm thankful, and grateful, and of course my own guardian angels and spirit guides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Archangels. Again, whoever you believe in. I even call them my galactic brothers and sisters, my peeps. I call them my peeps. Right? Yeah, I even call them in. So yeah, I mean, if I feel I actually need that extra, darn right. Now, I honor them every day. I honor them every day and throughout the day, because I get so many signs, anyways, and I get so much energy and information. Someone asking a question.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
All
right. But yeah, so I'm always talking. There's always some kind of conversation going on in my head. Literally, I mean.
Yeah. I agree with you.
When it comes to my guides, when it comes to the higher, as we call higher beings. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, cool.
That's where I went.
All right. Question.
How do you know what your own calling in one's life?
Lanita, I'm telling you, honey, you should have been the interviewer, baby. Lanita should have been the interviewer.
Lanita's got to come to the next one we do.
Yepper, she says, yeah. How do you know what your own calling is in one's life? Honestly, Lanita, I didn't know. I didn't know that I was a messenger, until I got my first tarot deck again, not until my 30s, because I was using regular playing cards when I was a kid. A regular deck of playing cards when I was a kid, as far as readings, right? I honestly didn't know there was tarot. I didn't know there was.
You know what? I used to love playing cards too when I was young.
Yeah. And I really didn't know. So I didn't know that I was supposed to be a messenger. And I don't want to say it because I don't like saying it this way, but I know that's part of what I am. I don't like being, how should I put this? The earth angel warrior. But I didn't know that I was that until I had to defeat the demonic when I was older. Literally.
Yeah, I think sometimes you don't find out till you're older. Like I think that's not like, it's kind of a hard question to answer because it
is. And again, I got those books at my shop now where we have those books.
Yeah.
That tell you every kind of like psychic gift there is, the signs, the symptoms, exercises, tips, techniques.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, where was this book when I was growing up?
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't have those tools then, you know what I mean? Or as far as information. Again, I've had to learn everything, the hard way, just like you had to learn everything the hard way, just like Lenita and Danny had to learn everything the hard way. You know what I mean? We probably didn't know we were supposed to be this or this person as far as our gifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until we were older, premonition dreams too. I should have lots of those also. Yeah, a lot of those. And I still get those too. Yeah.
Well, and you shouldn't, feel bad if you don't know either. Mm-hmm. Like you don't know what your exact purpose is.
Being clairvoyant, psychic medium, and seeing spiritual influences. Lanita, really? I love her. Again, next time we're going to have Lanita here and she's going to be our interviewer. I'm telling you, because she's awesome. What is that? Alberto said that we have a contact with spirit. They show up when we call 100% of the time. flip side of that is that we show up when they call us. Oh, that's true. Why cannot see you, Lanita? Why can't I see you? She said, "Look, Serelle's gonna get close. I can't read shit." What does that say? Say my very first tarot reading was from a woman named Rainbow who used regular playing cards. See, I never use cards. LOL. Honestly, Lanita, I don't need the cards either. You already know that, honey.
Yeah.
I had to build up my own confidence when it came to that, but
yeah, I think that's part of it. Well, I think part
Yeah.
of using cards is for the person too, because I think a lot of people like to see
that,
and
and that's why I put the decks there. A lot of my clients know, a lot of my
but,
regulars know.
yes, I do have people that come in that
I'll give them a choice. That's why I always put 2 decks there. Whatever deck you're feeling drawn to, go by your first intuition. That's the deck we're going to use. And they know it before I even flip over the cards. I'm already saying it. I just use the cards, honestly, for my clients and also for visual validation. And you don't want to know what? I still use them for visual validation for myself because I'd be getting this stuff like boom, boom, boom. And I'm saying it. And then I flip the cards over.
It's nice to use them for that.
Then I flip over and say, oh, this is what I just said.
Validate what you just said. It's
right?
like, awesome. Here we go.
I still got to prove to myself that I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think that ever goes away while we're alive.
No. And you know what?
That feeling of needing to not feel crazy.
That and how should I say, overconfidence. You know what I mean? Where it's to the point where it's like a real flamboyant ego kind of thing. Yeah. And then you're totally not connected, I think.
Yeah, I think that people that are arrogant about it.
Yeah, they're not. I'm sorry, but they're not.
There's a reason why they're so, like.
Yeah.
Usually people that brag about that kind of stuff, they're not. They're not connected to source. They're overcompensating.
They've actually pushed. I'm gonna be honest. They actually closed that door and pushed that out of the way.
Like everybody I know, you people in the room that are, readers, other readers. None of them are like that. None of them are flamboyant. None of them are boastful. None of them brag about what they,
Well, about what I can do, what I can see, and I
think that's,
I mean, it's nice to have confidence. I'm not saying you shouldn't have confidence.
Well, no, you should, but there's a difference between confidence and arrogance here.
100%. You do you. There's a lot of beautiful, beautiful people out there that does all these, lives and videos out there on what they call Instagram, TikTok. Which Serelle's not very tech savvy.
Yeah, I'm not even on TikTok.
I'm sorry, I'm not on TikTok. There used to be Snapchat. I think there's still
Snapchat.
Right? Yeah, Serelle doesn't have Snapchat either. But it's just too much for me. But that that are just beautiful, and they are their energy and their personality is flamboyant. Oh, honey, and that is them though. They look gorgeous. I mean. And I like watching them.
Well, you can tell the difference when it's somebody that's like, that's their personality to be
that's
like
their personality.
Out there kind of.
100%.
Like,
but I see beyond that. Honestly, we see beyond that.
Yeah.
I see beyond that, all the makeup and there's hair.
A lot of fakes out there.
Oh, there's a lot, but I see beyond that where I can see, oh my God, person's really connected and glowing.
Yeah.
You can see the energy around them. I mean, you could just see the glow and the different colors, and you can see that, just coming in this information for them as they're talking too. It's just beautiful. I love it.
A few different ones because it's interesting.
I like watching other people too. Yeah,
everybody's so different.
I like that too. I'm like, and I'll even follow the ones I'm like, hey, you're really connected. There's a lot of good ones out there too. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of good ones that are really truly connected. Yeah. I can't read crap.
Can you see your own future? Do you change it or decide to let nature take its own course?
Now, as far as changing something, see, this is where people can say, oh, yeah, well, you're in charge. Honey, we definitely are in charge. We are definitely in charge. But we got to remember, we did agree to a contract when we came here. Now, if you're wanting to change something in your contract that you're just not being able to handle, that's pretty bad, even though you did agree to it. And believe me, your guides in the council did try to talk your ass out of it to begin with. And here I go again, cussing. But they did try to talk you out of it, right? Prior to you agreeing to come here and to living out those certain scenarios and situations and events. Can you change it? I'm going to say yes, you can to a certain degree. You do have to get, as I call it, like permission. And you do have to have a meeting with the council. Right. And if you don't know how to do that, then there's always people out there that know how to do that to help you with that. Search, do what you got to do. And there's lots of books on that. Dolores Cannon's a really good author too. That I have some of her books too, and I've sold her books in my shop too. I want to get more of her books in my shop too for people. Look, I'm just wide open right now. I'm sorry.
That's cool.
My crown chakra's just winging right now, you guys. Sorry. So, what?
Can you see your own future?
I
can't. I can see little things, right, but I can't see everything. Like I do get glimpses.
Love your cousin is staying true to Serelle, right? Right.
Yes, exactly, Lenita.
Serelle got potty mouth now. Right. I know my own guides. Yes, Serelle, you are considered extremely vulgar. Yes. Yeah, that's just my regular spirit guides. And then I got Mr. Personality. I love him. He's awesome. Mr. Personality. The blue being the Mr. Personality is like he is like no emotion, nothing. He's
Mine have been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Lately.
And
so.
He likes to scold me too sometimes, where he gives me that scowl look and unnecessary. They don't tell me just like those one word responses. Unnecessary. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't see everything. I can't I have to wait. Like randomly I'll see things. Like I'll get random visions of my own future. But I can't channel it. It's like I can channel for people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can't give myself a reading basically.
I can't either. I suck at giving myself own readings. A lot of us, I should say, a lot of gifted people, if you want to say it that way, or spiritually aware or whatever, spiritual practitioners cannot give their own reading because we can alter the cards. We can actually change that reading. Yeah. We can influence the energy when it comes to our own reading. So a lot of
things that we actually want.
Yes,
is more powerful than 100%. What's actually going to happen.
So a lot of your readers will actually get readings, from other readers too.
Yes, we all do.
Yeah, we all do it. Right? And you girls know I bug you. I'm gonna do mine too at the same time, even though mine will tell me to be in my face. I get one right.
Let go, Serelle.
I either get to let it go, right, or I get you already know, and then yes. Okay, now shut up. That's what it basically tells me. Give me the 2 cards. You already know, and yes, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Do either of you experience an entity or bad spirit that bothers you? How do you change it? How many times should people come in for a reading? Oh, that's actually a good question.
What kind of question was that?
How many times should people come in for a reading?
See, now I know for my clients, my regulars and my clients, I have my own rule of at least 3 months, the minimum. You got to give stuff time to actually start to happen in your life and everything from your prior reading to actually start unfolding and stuff like that. Plus to give you an opportunity too, if there was some not so savory things that were supposed to be coming in, for you to actually change that a little bit too. You know what I mean? Because we are in charge. So actually to avoid certain things also, I say minimum at least 3 months, I feel.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I usually tell people that too when they ask around 3 months. But we do have multiple clients that come in.
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah. More regularly than that.
Right. It's like, oh, you're right.
That's okay.
But now they want to see what's next. And I get it. I mean, I understand it. But as far as premonition dreams about my own self, yes, I've had those too, but not as far as far off future. But more often than not, if I'm having a dream about something, as when it pertains to me, or it pertains to something happening to someone else, or the overall collective as far as other people in the world, as kind of thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 months. I've had it to where I'm like, oh, well, that didn't happen in 2 weeks, and all of a sudden 3 months. And I used to write my dreams down a lot. And I know I tell a lot of my customers and clients to make sure they're doing their dream journaling and writing down their dreams. And because we are receiving messages from the spiritual realm, and we are totally true. I stopped writing mine down when I predicted both of my grandmother's deaths. And it just devastated me. You know what I mean? Because I received that information when I predicted my my mother's and my father's. It didn't matter if I wrote the crap down or not. So they knew I wasn't going to write it down. So they just come the night before. Yeah, right there. I'm like, thank you. I see you. I'm not going to turn my head because I know you're right there.
Yeah.
And I know it. Yeah. So, yeah.
It is good though to do, but I don't do it as much as I should either. But I do have dreams. Like, it's weird. Like, I'll have a lot of dreams that are really random, everyday things,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll happen.
Yep.
Like a couple of days later,
Oh,
or
yeah.
a week later, or whatever.
Or
And
deja
then I'll
vu.
think of, oh shit, that's right. I just dreamt about this.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah, or deja vu, as I call it too. Yeah, I've had plenty of those.
But I have had some pretty big, like, major visions about my own life. But yeah, for as far as like trying to channel and ask my, do a question answering, I
See now,
I can't do that.
now
I'll get like feeling, like,
Yeah.
energy wise, like I'll feel like if I'll feel like if I ask a question that has a negative, answer, I'll feel kind of funny.
yeah,
I don't know how else to describe it, but I don't get things the same way
right.
as when I'm like doing a reading for someone else.
I get it. Like what? See now, mine comes at the most bizarre times when I'm not trying to channel. I could be watching TV. All of a sudden, boom, and then I got to get pen and paper, and I just start writing. And I have no idea. I'm going to be honest. I have no clue what I'm writing and that's why it's all scribbly looking and it looks funky.
I know I used to do that a lot too, and
Yeah.
I haven't done
Yeah,
that in a long
I mean,
time.
so it's pretty bad looking, but yeah. And I'm like, okay, I got to decipher this later because but I can't stop. So I've had that to happen. I've had that to happen a lot of times. Yeah. Now I've had that to happen too, where actually came out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. Where the teenager came in and I had a channel. And I had to write a letter, dear mama. Now this was to a client that I never met. It was going to be my first time meeting her that evening for her reading with me, and it was important that I wrote that letter, dear mama, and it was, I think, a front and back page and 2 pages. And I was told to seal it in an envelope, and I did. And I put her name on the front of the envelope. And I told her when I got to her house, I said, before we do anything as far as your reading, I was told I have to give you this envelope. She starts reading it. She starts crying. I start crying because she's crying. And I didn't even know what I wrote. And I said, are you ready for your reading now? And she goes, honestly, Serelle, you just answered everything in this letter.
No, that's awesome.
I was going to ask tonight. Yeah. And I didn't realize it. You know what I mean? So when it comes, it comes,
Mm-hmm.
Now we do have the option of saying, no, not now. I'm busy. And they, as far as I'm creating healthy boundaries too. And we got to have that. We got to have that downtime. That's so important.
Well, let's see. Do either of you experience an entity or bad spirit that bothers you? How do you change it?
Oh,
We skipped that one next.
We did skip that one. I'm sorry, hon.
Sorry.
Well, let's see. Jen, you can go by your latest experience if you want.
Yeah, I had you guys, I think all of you have maybe, I don't remember if Danny's ever been here, but maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I have a kind of different setup in my apartment. So like you walk in the door and you go up the stairs. And then there's a bathroom.
Yeah, that's right. I
right like right up right up on top of the stairs. And there's a door that like goes from my hallway to my apartment with an actual like locking door. Is it locked? Oh, it fell.
Something did.
It was probably the bells on the door.
Fine, I got it.
And I had a really dark energy that was like on the landing right when you walk in my house, like on the bottom of the stairs. And it could not come in my house. I only noticed it when I would go to like wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom and walk through the hallway, and I would feel this fear. Like I usually am not scared of that kind of shit, but I could feel like it was trying to come at me. So I'd hurry up and go in the bathroom. And for some reason it was like confined to the hallway. So I like would go in the bathroom, come out and hurry up and run through the door. And as I was like turning my back to go through the door, I would feel it closer behind me. And then, I did end up doing, Serelle gave me some of her special blend cleansing stuff to burn, and that got rid of it. So I basically just yelled at it and told it that this is my house and I can't, it's not allowed there and it needs to go back where it came from. And yeah, it worked. So,
right. So I told Jen, don't mention my name.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was spooky because I usually am not afraid of things like that. And it was like, it looked like it just looked like a puffy black thing, like hovering on the bottom of the stairs. It didn't have any. It didn't have any like kind of features, face, shape, anything. It was just there. It was just like energy, you know.
What?
And then like I said, I would only feel it in the hallway in the middle of the night.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like during the day. It was only when I would wake up to go to the bathroom, and I would go.
While you're groggy yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. While you're groggy yet. Well, yeah. See, and that's when you know it's a weak sauce to me.
Yeah.
Because it gets you. It likes to try and present itself at your most vulnerable state. You're when you're sleepy, you're tired, you're in you just want to go potty and go back to bed kind of thing. It's like, oh well, let me see if I can do this now. You know what I mean? Really, you weak sauce.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I just I know for me it's like I just got tired of it.
That's the most recent thing, but I don't really have anything attached. I mean, I don't think I've ever had like an actual attachment or anything.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I've dealt with a lot of dark stuff, but nothing that like stuck to me.
Right. Yeah. No, I had enough of that when I was a kid that I had where I'm still healing from as far as when those memories come up for me that I'm going through right now, actually. As far as remembering bits and pieces of things, because I remember the feeling of the heavy churning, like metallic sand taste in my mouth as a child. And then the fog, like thick fog as I'm doing whatever. And I don't remember why I was there, why I was doing it. And I don't remember any of the rest of it. And then until, after the fact, and then I don't remember even being there.
Yeah.
Or being in that situation or doing those things. You know what I mean? You're a child, you don't remember.
Well, and when you're young, you don't comprehend things correctly sometimes too,
Right. But yeah, so keep getting flashbacks on that stuff too. So I'm still working through some stuff when it comes to that, as far as being taken over, as we call it.
Oh,
what? You take on other energies when you do their readings or hug them.
Oh,
If so, how are you protecting yourself?
What about as a psychic reader or medium? What do you decide to tell people things, and when do you decide not to?
So many questions, limited
time. Well, I get told if I oftentimes do readings, and they'll show me somebody's person, like who they're going to meet, and they will say they literally will tell me not to say too much to them. Like I can tell them certain things,
we're allowed,
not describe them to a T, because then people will look for those qualities in everybody that they meet.
Well, yeah.
They, it's supposed to happen organically. You can't force that shit.
Right. When it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen.
So, and they will know if that's what a person's going to do,
Yeah. There's a lot of times,
or sometimes I'll just feel like
I'm not allowed to.
I'll just feel it. Like, I'll feel like, oh shit, I see them, but I can't tell them. Like, I'll just feel it,
But it's like, it's like, or I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to. I'm not, and that's what, how should I say? Either their guide or my guide will even say, yeah. Don't you dare.
Like, they'll pop up and you'll be like, okay.
Nope, can't say that. And or sometimes too, I'm not given the information on certain things, or if they ask a certain question, or I won't be given the information, and I'll come right out and tell that person, the person I'm reading for, that I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to receive that information. I'll be told that.
Yeah,
I will literally be told that. Yeah.
No doubt. I have had that happen too, where someone asks me a specific question and. Like I'm told I can't. Yeah.
Now, when people's loved ones come through, because I know Lanita was asking about the hugging part, so I want to work up to that. Lanita, don't worry, I'm getting to you, babe. When it came to the hugging part, like as far as protecting yourself and this and that, and from other people's energies, if someone's coming to us for a reading, as far as whether it be a loved one, pets or whatever, a really good friend that might be in the spiritual realm or have crossed over. I'm gonna be honest, 9 times out of 10, I'm told by that person that they need a hug, at the end of their session.
I give a lot of people hugs too.
Yeah, I do too. Look at when we're dealing with something like that, where we're actually providing a service and we're giving messages, we're giving information to help that other person to begin their healing or to give them some peace. Honey, they don't have any ill energy on them to begin with. So I'm not.
They shouldn't.
And we would know it.
Yeah.
We would know.
You would know whether you shouldn't give them
whether you should give them a hug or not. I know who
you would feel
I can hug and who I can't. Right? I know if I approach you and say, hey, give me, and I even tell people before they leave, sometimes certain people where I'm supposed to give, like the one lady that was just in and she brought her friend in Saturday. And even though he was the one that was upset and crying before she was leaving, I said, get her and give me a hug. She had to give me a hug. I had to give her a hug. You see what I'm saying? It was just because she was going to help him, even though I told him, blah, 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 do this, do that. I said, don't worry, she's going to help you. And she goes, yeah, I'm going to help him. I said, there you go. I said, give me a hug. I didn't feel any qualms about that whatsoever, any reservations about that. I was told, give her a hug because she's going to help him. So it's like almost like I'm giving her a little bit of extra energy. You know what I mean? Well, it was just weird. It's just weird. You just know.
And I feel like too, if you're protecting yourself every day,
most definitely,
you shouldn't really have to worry about absorbing too much of
other people's energy. Yeah. And even though he was the one that was upset, and how should I put this? The mom in me wanted to hug him. Sorry, but the voice in my head said not to. Even though I wanted so badly to hug him. Well, I mean, just, you know what I mean? Lenita, you know the gentleman I'm talking about, honey, when I said to get him some tissue. Yeah. And even though I wanted to hug him, that the voice in my head said I can't yet. He has to do a major cleansing first. He had a lot of stuck energy in his auric energy, in his auric field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could not comfort him the way I wanted to comfort him. You know what I mean? But again, we give him the right information, the right tools.
It's not wrong of you to protect yourself.
Right. You know what I mean? Because I got the rest of the day yet, and I got other people yet.
Right.
That I got to greet and whatever, and and help and touch and whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't want to transfer that onto anybody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or bring me down a little bit. You know what I mean? So yeah. But most definitely, I mean, I really wanted to. I really did. But something told me I not yet. You can't yet. You got to wait until this process is done. That gentleman will be back. They will be back to let me know after everything I was told them what they should do and how to do it, what to do. Then they can come back afterwards. So because I like it when people follow up. I like that.
Yeah.
Then I'm allowed to say, you got it. You did it. You know what I mean? I'm so freaking proud of you. They're so proud of you. Let me give you that hug. This is, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now I can. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Lydia, do you take on other energies when you do the reads or hug? No. Okay. All right. Okay. I just answered that, right, baby? Yeah. So many questions, limited time. Yes, I remember that. Okay. Thank you. And then to come see you ladies. Well, yeah, Dan, you got to visit more. Sassy ass. Here goes my mouth.
What is the difference? Did we answer that one? What is the difference between psychic, tarot card, and clairvoyance?
I think that depends on the person. And I know there's like the how do we call like the written dictionary clinical definitions. What is the difference?
Tarot readers, they're just reading the cards. They're not like
because
channeling.
There is a difference. I agree.
Like you could just literally just read the cards because you know the meanings from the book. There's tarot readers that do that.
Well, yeah, because that's what the tarot does.
If you're using
tarot gives a story.
Any kind of intuition or channeling information from source, you're not just a tarot reader. So I don't know what is the difference between a clairvoyant and psychic. Well, clairvoyant is someone that sees things, and a psychic is someone who sees things. So it's really
yeah. Well. That too, but because I know some can get the feelings and some can't get the feelings. I think too. You know what I mean? I think that has to do with part of that empathic.
I think both things are.
I don't know, similar, but
like there's a lot of different
there's
variations.
a lot of different variations. I feel it's not really that easy to define, even though they do have definitions for it in a lot of books.
Yeah.
And that's gonna remember.
And that'll just be the general.
That's just your general cut and dry definitions, right? So most definitely, that was a good question. Yeah, I like that.
I'm sure a lot of people wonder that,
right? And most of, I'm happy that I'm here just learning, honestly, and I'm experiencing. I think every night, you guys, before I go to sleep, let me tell you, it's my nightly thing that I do for another blessed day. Thank you for the experiences. Thank you for this life being. I'm so thankful and grateful.
Yeah.
Whether it was good, bad, ugly, you know what? I still got to experience it. I still got to experience it. And I'm still learning something from those experiences, no matter what it is, you know? And yeah, I know a lot of people have only known the dark part of as far as spirituality and spirits. You know, and again, that's fear-based. If you stay in that lower fear-based kind of vibration, you gotta remember we're vibration energetic beings. You stay in that energy, well, that's what you're gonna attract. Just like moths to a flame, you're gonna attract that, you know. And just like people gossip, so does the spiritual realm, you know. And they know when you're naive, they know when you're first starting out, you know what I mean? That they're gonna kind of come in and influence a little bit. Let me give you a little bit of truth, get you hooked. Yeah, make you think I'm on your side, and then I'm gonna suck right on you, right? I'm gonna suck right on you now. Yeah, but like I said, I've learned that shit the hard way, y'all. Because yeah, most definitely been there, done that. Yeah, and fought. I had to fight. My motto is: do not conjure up what you yourself cannot banish. And why would you want to do that
I know,
anyways?
right? I don't understand that.
Right? Why would you? Right? If you want to conjure up something, honey, conjure up the freaking archangels and the loving cherubims, the seraphims, the virtues, the thrones, the principalities. Channel those higher powers to come here and to straighten some crap out. Okay? If you want to channel something and bring something and conjure something up, conjure it here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which they're here anyways, but still. And I know they're only allowed to interfere so much, as we call it. So yeah, there are rules.
People have this misconception that if they make agreements with the demon, that they're gonna go, they're going to abide by that agreement. They're fucking demons.
It's like
like how could you think, I'm cool?
That old commercial, it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. Well, it's not nice to fool with those either.
Right.
And I remember I posted that article a couple of times on Facebook and on my business page too. It comes from the own high priest that practices that even said that he does not recommend. He does not recommend. I remember printing that whole thing and posting that whole thing. This is his words. This is his on his own website yet. That practices that and is the priest of that whole sect there. Mm-hmm. And even says, if you are not mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually strong enough, it will take you over and consume you. It will use you up like a puppet, and definitely. And you won't even realize it. He goes, until it's too late. There's always a price to pay. Mm-hmm. And even says there is always a price to pay. And don't think, well, let me offer you this or let me sacrifice this for you, that's going to be good enough. Right. He even says that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he even says that you do not use it. This is an intelligent man. This is his path. This is his practice. Just because it ain't mine, believe me, I have the utmost respect for him. He even says you do not use it for envious, jealous, greedy purposes against another person. If it is unjustified, guess what? It's going to turn right back around on your hind end. It has to be justified. Yeah, and he even says that. Yeah, you do not play with things that will turn around and bite your hind end and chew you up and spit you out. Yes. Now, I'm thankful because I didn't go to that. Way, yeah. But I didn't go to that.
Right.
I know it. I respect it.
Well,
because it serves a purpose.
Right.
There is a reason for it. There's a reason for its existence. Our Creator created all things, including that aspect of that. Here I am. Of that aspect of that. Okay? There we go. Sorry, baby. Just smack me. That's enough, Serelle. There we go. But most definitely, yeah. So yeah, live and learn. Oh, that's a good ass heater you got there.
I know it's nice. Oh, I think anybody can read tarot. The other two are tuning into spirit. Yeah.
How do you honestly recognize real reader from someone who is not?
Oh, we skipped one. Do your
Did I?
abilities grow as you read for others? How so?
Look at Lenita, right? I'm telling you, she should have
Yes,
been.
they do for
Yeah,
sure.
she should have been a freaking interviewer. I'm telling you.
Like the more readings you do, I think the easier it is for you to channel.
Well, yeah, because you're still tapping into that source. I feel like because you're
Yeah.
tapping into that energy, most definitely.
I know mine grew a lot from the past few years from doing more readings.
Most definitely, yeah. I know for me, my downtime for me is real important. My
Yes.
downtime, recharging our energy, self love, self healing, self releasing, doing our own inner work, meditation.
And also making sure that you don't do anything, like making sure you make time to just watch a stupid movie.
You know what?
And
Yeah.
not like dedicate, not like immersing your entire 24/7 existence into channeling.
Yeah, because that's not healthy.
No,
That's not healthy.
Like you gotta give yourself.
You gotta have that balance. You gotta have that balance because honestly, you guys, I don't watch the news or anything like that. I'm watching comedy. I'm watching a goofy crap comedy, something that's gonna make me laugh, something that's silly. Honestly, yeah, our concerts, or like music.
Mhm.
I'm talking about old stuff, that I can channel, in and stuff like that on the TV. Or and I like horror movies too. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
But I like the old school ones. I like the old black and white ones. To me, because it was more imagination. It was creepier.
Well, and I think
Yeah.
horror movies from back in the day were just better.
I feel
spookier.
Yeah, they're spookier. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, I like all kinds of different things when it comes to that, and of course, my music and stuff like that too. So, but I think it's important that we all have that balance. And again, I wish I had the books that I have at my shop when I was younger on how to actually tune it down and turn it off when you want, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need a break. If you're open and running around open 24/7, honestly, it's so exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And I even have that paper on there in the reading room for the customers and clients that are getting readings. We do not keep our energy open 24/7. That is not healthy to do that. I don't feel it is healthy to do that. Now, again, there's different type of readers that do, and it's fine for them. Okay. Everybody is different. What works for me might not work for Jen, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Right. No matter what book you read, what YouTube, what the other person tells you,
rules, really,
what I tell you, you gotta make it yours, right? You gotta tweak it to make it you, because we are unique individuals. All of our gifts are going to be different. We can say we're the same, but we're not, because we are different. We're supposed to be.
We're supposed to be.
We're supposed to be. How boring this world would be if everybody was the same.
Because that's how that's why I like watching different readers, and that's why I like
me too.
Yeah, going to different people, because everybody's got different ways of doing shit,
right?
Like different, they might connect with different people or different energies or whatever.
Most definitely, yeah, it might click. It's like, I like, it's like, what you're saying is true, and this and that. You know what I mean? So ain't no wrong with that. All right, look, we gotta both lean in and squint here.
How do you honestly recognize a real reader from someone who's not?
I'm gonna be honest, Lanita. The voice in my head, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. And sometimes, as I call it, my female guide will come in. Or Mr. Personality comes in, as I like to call him, because he's always, And honestly, they're the first one to say, they're full of shit, right? I just, and you know what? You can feel it. You can feel it.
That's how for me, I just feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it.
It's like if you're watching somebody and like, or listening, or if you go to somebody even, and you still continue to want to listen to them, and you still continue to want to like hear what they say, then they probably are legit. Yeah. But if you feel like you feel like kind of sketched out about it, it's probably fucking fake.
When my mentor, Teresa Reed, also known as the Tarot Lady out there, who's an author and everything. I love Teresa. We've known each other for over 30 years. before she became all famous and a famous author. But yeah, she told me, because she was really pushing me to do readings for the public back in the day and start, get myself out there. All right. And she goes, I'm going to tell you what, go get readings from other readers.
Yeah.
She goes, tell me how you feel. How do you feel when you sit down? How do they greet you? You know what I mean? And just tell me what you feel, how the reading style is, stuff like that. And you then do your homework. She says, do your homework.
Yeah.
So I did that. My worst reading, and this is a lady that actually had the whole ad in the newspaper back in the day.
Yeah.
You know who I'm getting ready to talk about, right? On South 27th Street there. She even had a coupon, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I was at her. I saw her too.
Yes.
Me and my mom did.
Yep. So first, when I get there at my appointed time, I had to wait another half hour outside because she was putting her grandchild down for a nap. Okay. So then she reluctantly opens the door, whatever. First, she told me I was on the wrong spiritual path, but see, I can rarely read the cards that she had flipped over. So she was really full of crap. She told me that I was on a wrong spiritual path, but for $300, she could help me get on the right one.
Yeah, she told me I was cursed,
Yeah.
and that she wanted money from me.
Yeah. Let's see.
Remove the curse.
Yeah, she didn't see that I was married, which I was, and I still am. Didn't see that I had children. Didn't see me going to school, which I was at the time as well, part-time. Didn't see me doing anything positive in my life, which I was actually top bitch. I ain't gonna lie. I was top bitch when it came to the corporate there. Had my own office the whole bit. Okay. Yeah. And believe me, I was good. I made lots of money back then. Didn't see me doing anything positive with my life unless she was to help me for $300. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take my chances. And I remember, I think she felt, because I looked at her, I said, uh-huh. And she looked up at me. She goes, okay, you pay me now. Real quick. And she got me out that door. If I was an insecure.
She knew you could tell she was fake.
Yeah. If I was an insecure 20-year-old, I'm going to be honest. If I was an insecure person, I don't mean as far as age, but just insecure, made me feel like this, literally. Like I had no future, nothing to look forward to. My life was crap. Literally. I'm going to be honest. It made me feel my lowest of the low, where I felt if for any other kind of person that was really struggling and really needed the guidance, really needed the direction, really needed something to look forward to and something to work on, some kind of hope, I probably would have offed myself, literally. I'm just being honest. That's how she made me feel. Wow. When I walked out of there. And from that day on, when I walked out of there, you guys, I promised myself, I will never, ever let anybody leave from my presence feeling like there's nothing that they can do to help themselves, their situation, or whatever it is. I will never, ever let anybody feel that way, ever.
You shouldn't. I mean,
you should never do that to another person.
What's the point in doing readings at all?
The scare tactics, crap. Right. Yeah, your life is going to be shit unless you give me $300.
I don't know how she stayed there so long. I really don't. Yeah. I don't know why so many people. Because I know so many people that went to her, and she tried to get. Oh, you're cursed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have all this negative energy. Pay me this much, and I'll remove it for you. You know, like all these things.
Now there was one lady that was scamming people out there. And the daughter of, I guess, an older lady that went and got a reading from this reader out there. The daughter, it was in her 30s, outed this person. She had her mother, who's an elderly woman, take her savings out. You're looking at $70,000 here, where she had to bring it to the reader because her money was cursed, y'all. Her money was cursed. So she had to bring it to her reader for overnight for her to cleanse it, do a ritual on it, right? Guess what happened the next day?
She was gone.
Yeah. Yep. And there was nothing the police could do. This was in Oak Creek many years ago. Yeah. Many years ago that happened.
When was that?
And they were gone. Boom.
It was actually on the news not that long ago that the police were actually there. They have like a task force.
Yes.
That is like investigating fake psychics.
And you know what? I'm all for it.
Oh yeah,
all for it.
Definitely.
We got all kinds of clients that come in. We got detectives that come in. We got police officers that come in. I mean, I've done lots of readings. I've done lots of readings for police officers, detectives, investigators, and stuff like that. And I'm always upfront about everything. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm not gonna, blow smoke up your hind end. You know what I mean? Or try and fake it or anything like that. That's what I don't want to be, and I will never ever do that. If I'm not receiving it, I'm not receiving it.
Right.
You know, it's just the way it is. Yeah.
And you're not always gonna get
No.
the answers for people that they want either.
No,
It's-
you're not.
Whatever comes to you is what comes to
What
you.
you're
You can't
allowed, what you're
you
allowed
can't
to
really
receive.
control that.
What you're allowed to receive, you're allowed to say, that's it. That's just the way it is. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But sometimes we're not supposed to interfere or give too much information according to not their own guide, but also when it comes to their own life path, also when it comes to their own contract too. We're not allowed to do certain things. There are rules, people.
Well, and
There is rules.
I have had
Yeah.
people get upset when, like, I would be doing a reading and their loved one would come through and they wouldn't talk to me. They would just stand there and watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they would get upset because the person wasn't telling them
Yeah.
shit. And they were like, "Can you ask them this? Can you get this from?" And they would get upset because I'm like, "I'm sorry, you're not talking to me." Maybe they don't want to talk to me.
Maybe they don't want to talk to you.
Maybe they're trying to talk to you
Yeah.
and you're not listening.
Yeah. That
You
could
know?
be it too. Yeah.
But we can't help it. That's what whatever they want to say to us. That's what
But
we tell you.
Exactly. And
Like-
see, now I won't always see that person as far as their images or features,
Yeah.
or even get their first name. I don't
Well,
claim,
I don't get names up very often.
Right. but I'll get like almost like slideshow snapshots of
Yeah,
stuff.
I get that a lot.
I get
too.
that a lot. And I also get like word things like goes across, you know what I mean? I get that too a lot. And I get the feeling where I can feel their energy, but I could also feel sometimes of what they were going through before
Yeah,
they passed.
that's usually what happens to me.
And that's hard because you know, I
Like
can feel
9
it.
out of 10
Yeah.
times when a spirit comes through
Yeah.
during a reading, I feel their pain. Like I feel like if someone had a heart attack, I feel a pain in my chest.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel the
If
heaviness.
somebody had like that's the first thing I get is that
Mhm.
usually like the pain.
Yeah.
And like if someone had lung cancer, I'll feel like funny like
Mhm.
in the chest area.
Yeah.
Like I that's how I
Yep.
that's how they tell me.
I've
things.
had certain spirits come in for that reason. All right, I'll never forget the one. He liked to play the trombone.
Oh yeah.
So they're showing me that. Okay, so it's like cryptic shit. So I had to tell the person that, you know what, I'm getting music, I'm getting trombone, and I keep getting this gesture,
Oh, fuck you.
right? This gesture too.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was really
You're
interesting.
Italian.
Yes. And they keep showing me Italy. Yes. I can't understand a word this person's saying. So I can only do what they're showing me as far as gestures and hands and this and that
Yeah.
and blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's the thing people don't understand.
Because I couldn't understand, the language, you know what I mean? I apologize, so that's what, yeah.
That happened to me last
I
time
kept
I
getting,
worked.
forget about it. I was like, okay, bye. I was like, really?
That's one of the readings I had last time I worked. A lady came through and she was speaking Spanish to me, and I don't speak Spanish.
Right.
And a lot of times when they come through and I don't understand them, and they know I don't understand, they'll like literally show me stuff.
Yes. Then I get yeah.
And she wasn't even doing that, so I was like, oh,
I know. It's
sorry,
so
I'm
frustrating.
so sorry, I can't understand.
It's so
you.
frustrating because people want, I want to hear from a certain person and blah,
She
blah,
was
blah.
talking, but
Yeah.
and she wasn't even talking loudly to where I could try to emulate it to the person I was reading for.
Yeah.
She was like, but I could tell it was Spanish.
Yeah.
Like a whisper, like a kind of loud whisper.
Yeah. Yeah. Too bad. You know how everybody's got the translators on their phone now? Because I have that too, right? Whatever language.
Yeah.
Too bad we couldn't do that in the spiritual realm. It's like, okay, here, talking to this. Can you talk into this so that way we can all, understand what you're trying to say here, so I can convey the message. It's like, oh, look, the person just said this. Oh, that would be awesome, right? I know
It would
that
be awesome.
That would be awesome. I know, I would love that. What else we got? I think anybody can read tarot. The other two are tuning into spirit. Yeah, that's true. Do you remember this girl as you know? Okay. I love how passionate you are about that. What else? Speaking about people that are hesitant to have their first reading. Love you, ladies. Oh, Lenita, you know that, hon. Well, like we tell people, we get a lot of people like that where they're scared, where they were told bad things about, readers, or not to get a reading because it's, it's negative or whatever else, or they're really talking to demons or whatever like that, which is bull crap.
Yeah.
Well, then Mother Mary was talking to a demon whenever she was told by Archangel Gabriel that she was going to give birth to Lord Jesus. Well, I guess Noah was talking to a demon too. When Noah was told, hey, you got to come up to the mountain here. And yeah, what was the other one? St. John, I guess he was talking to one too. John the Baptist was talking to one, but only they were not talking to demons, right? Your Delphis and everything else back in the ancient times. Yeah. Really? Yeah. But anyways, but for people that are scared to get their first reading, but yet they want to get one, that's fine. We just like to reassure them that we don't do any kind of scare tactics whatsoever. You're allowed to ask whatever questions you want. You're allowed to record your reading also on your phone. We also provide pen and paper back there. At any time you don't feel comfortable, you're allowed to stop your reading whatsoever. We're not going to give you all this, like, how should I say, oh, you got this attached to you or, whatever. However, if certain things do show up in your reading, we do know how to deliver certain messages where we're definitely going to tell you the truth, but we're not going to use scare tactics and get you scared and thinking, oh my God, I'm going to need an exorcism or something. You know what I mean? We would never, ever do that.
Somebody a solution right away.
Yeah, we would actually.
What you think they should do.
Right. We're always going to give you information as far as a solution, you know what I mean, on how to actually, better yourself.
You just got to know how to word things so that it doesn't scare people.
Yeah. Because I've even had readers back in the day, like someone else, going to homework, as we call it. This poor girl, I think it was at the airport. They were doing one of those events. So she's trying to give me a reading, and she gets the book out and starts going through the book. Yeah, to read. Yeah. I've had professional readers too, believe it or not, at a lot of events that I go to, where we'll do a reading exchange. I give them a little bit of a 5-minute, 10-minute reading, and then they go to read mine. And I've actually had them say that, oh my God, I'm not allowed to read you. You're surrounded by animals, literally, by nature, spirits, and animals. And they're telling me I am not allowed to give you a reading. I've had that to happen a lot too with a lot of readers, believe it or not. Yeah. Aww. That's why I like to, for anybody that wants to do services at my business, you have to go through a process. Usually I have my psychic mediums also test you, the manager as well. I'm usually last for, because I'm gonna tell you, I've went through quite a few. Not gonna lie, where I had one person try to channel, real big in there like that. And I was like, why she's doing that? I'm like, let me help this baby out a bit. So I start getting my notebook and pad, and I start writing. So she gives me her basics basically, and she did pretty good, but it was not for me. And then I gave her my reading, and then so a lot different, but that's okay. But you know what? We're all still learning. I don't want to discourage anybody from that. Practice. Really start to trust what you're receiving. Don't try to guess. Okay.
Yeah,
that is the worst, because that's when people are going to know you're full of shit. Okay. If you try to guess something. Okay. I know for me, I like to have validation, because I'm telling you, the stuff comes in, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, thank you. That makes sense. When I say, we were just talking about that. I'm like, thank you. Mm-hmm. Right. It's like, because I'm telling you, I even have to, I challenge what I receive. I challenge my own shit. Am I cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Am I really receiving this correctly? So I'd like to do the visual validations also when it comes to cards for my clients. After I'm saying it, and then flip it over, Yeah. So most definitely it's good to, as I say, keep yourself in check, as I call it. It's good to do that. Keep yourself in check, keep yourself balanced, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. I think that's the most important thing. And continue to learn, grow, and improve. You know what I mean? If you really want to think that this is going to be your lifelong career, great. Continue to do that for yourself. Yeah. I think it's really important. Again, I know I'm still learning. Jen's still learning. I don't claim to know everything. I'll be the first one to tell you that I don't.
I wouldn't want to know everything.
I wouldn't either. What a major responsibility and burden that would be. Right? Wouldn't it? It's like, and we know some stuff that we're not supposed to tell people, and we know and we see some things that we're not supposed to dwell on. Because I know for us, we gotta, and a lot of our peeps out there, as far as our other psychic mediums, or whatever you want to call yourselves, whatever. I hate putting a label on myself. I know you're the same way. I'm just me. Um, it can be overwhelming not to get in that sadness, depression, because of what we see and receive and know. It is. It's really hard. It's like we have to work on this on a daily basis, not to get in that depressive environment state or energy for ourselves, and not to just be sad. Yeah, because it hurts.
Like what helps me honestly is
it hurts.
I think it's when I think about like what's next, that helps me, because it's like, if you experience spirits and angels and the energy of the other side, you stop being afraid of death.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I already know where I'm going. They showed me that.
And then it kind of helps you when you're really like in a low spot, because you can just kind of like put yourself in that energy, and like
right. Because I know it's like I know I'm not coming back here. Right. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not volunteering again for this.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm not volunteering again. It's like, well, Serelle, you did volunteer for this. I'm like, yes, I know. I know I did. Yes, I did. What was I thinking?
Right, exactly.
Right. What was I thinking?
What is wrong with you?
Now we got to remember too, because there's a lot of humans on this earth plane too, but there's also a lot that aren't. We're gonna have a whole another discussion about the people that aren't really humans.
Mm-hmm.
Because we see those too.
Mm-hmm.
And we know who they are, and I know when they walk in, and I know when I like it, and it's a different kind of energy. Yeah, because it freaked me out the first time that energy came. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like ready. I'm like amped up, ready to defend myself and put that shield and that armor up right away. And then that's when Mr. Personality came in the first time and said, what did he say? Oh, unnecessary. That's what he said. Unnecessary is all he said to me, right? I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, it's different. I'm like, it doesn't feel
it's not gonna hurt you.
Right. It doesn't feel negative. It just feels different. It was like an energy I never felt before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, okay. He said, yeah, it's unnecessary. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was just matter of fact shit. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, that was awesome. But it was a lot. And I told him, I said, you got to slow down. I mean, that's a lot of information. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And I said, next time don't come in when I'm watching this comedy though, okay? Because that really
ruined your buzz and shit.
Right.
I'm trying to be happy.
Here I'm trying to be happy and shit.
All intense and shit.
Yeah, you're ruining my shit here, right? All right. What we got? Working to my power. LOL. Decide to do this. What's the benefits? Well, gee, let's see. What is the benefits of doing this? I have no choice because my guides would not leave me alone.
Well, you know what? That's kind of what happened to me. I decided I was going to stop doing readings because I was just like, I need to focus on sewing and making my clothing line.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I couldn't sew very well. I'm not even kidding you. I was like fucking shit up. I had no inspiration. I wasn't thinking of stuff. Like it just all stopped.
Right? It's like beep.
It was gone. And then I was like, it took me a while to figure out why. And then when I started doing readings just randomly because I felt like it came back.
Yep.
Like, oh, all right.
It's like, look, if you don't do this, we're gonna cut this off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little bit of well, if you don't do this, we're gonna punish you a little bit. And I don't like to say punishment because that's really not what it is. But what is the benefit? The benefit for me is knowing I tried my best to help somebody.
Yeah.
To give them a little bit of hope. Little bit of hope for themselves.
Giving someone hope.
What is my benefit is empowering somebody else to know their self-worth, their power, how should I say important they are, because they are.
Yeah.
This is my part of my benefit is making someone else feel worthy.
That's definitely
of another person's time and energy, and how important they freaking are. Except not they wouldn't be here literally, or they wouldn't have, they just wouldn't exist literally. You know what I mean? Wow, what is my benefit? Because I definitely ain't getting rich, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah. Serelle broke down and bought herself some shoes. And I think that was last year. Yeah. 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 You guys know Serelle wears the same crap over and over and over again. I still got sweatshirts from the factory days, y'all. Ain't gonna lie. Back in my 20s. What is the benefits? Shoot. Oh my God. the knowing that you helped somebody, you made someone feel better about
Or you made
themselves.
somebody see things in a better, different way
I
that
think
they didn't before.
100% to see something at a different perspective when it comes to their own selves. The benefit is seeing other people finally not just embrace their own power, but truly start to embrace themselves and love themselves, flaws and awe. Because that makes us us. That makes us us, flaws and awe. I did have a couple of gentlemen, one not too far off, not too far back, and one far back when I first opened. Come back to me after, visiting me, blah, 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 had conversations, whatever. I did a couple of things for them. Anyways, long story short, the first one leaned over at me because my little, short hind end leaned over at me at the counter, whispered in my ear. And this is a tall guy, very strong, no doubt, whispered in my ear. He says, I want to thank you. He goes, because I was going to do something very bad that day. I was going to hurt somebody that day. He goes, I want to thank you for talking to me and treating me the way you did. And I'm going to tell you what, you guys, it shocked the crap out of me. My heart went in my gut a little bit because when he said that to me, I knew that day it was going to be me that he was thinking about hurting. Doesn't know me.
Yeah, he just wanted to hurt somebody.
But he wanted to hurt somebody. He was going to, because he was in that kind of environment, in that kind of mind frame, and that kind of cycle, as we call it, where that's what he did. His own father came weeks after and thanked me. For his son was a totally different person. Just thanked me for all these positive changes that his son was making. I said, sir, you have no reason to thank me. You thank your son. He made that choice.
Yeah.
He decided that. He decided to embrace his strength. You know what I mean? He decided enough is enough. I'm tired of feeling, looking, and just living like this, where I've decided now I'm going to start treating myself better. And then I've also had that to happen not too long ago. Basically, yeah, but not those exact same words, but kind of like the same kind of energy where this person was really going to hurt themselves. You know what I mean? That's the benefits for me.
No, I've had that happen.
That's the benefits for me.
I've had that happen with readings too, where people tell me that later that they were, when they came in, they were thinking of hurting themselves or whatever. Yeah, or killing themselves. Yeah, that's the benefits for me, is to give them some kind of hope, something to look forward to, something to work on. Maybe just to let them know, you know what? Someone gives a shit. Someone actually cares. Someone actually thinks that they're valuable and they're worthy of time. To me, that's the benefit. Yeah. Because I know how it feels. I've been there. I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be discarded, how to be not taken seriously, laughed at, be made fun of when it comes to your dreams or whatever, or what you want to do with yourself in life. Not to have the support that you need from loved ones or families or friends or even strangers. So as far as the benefit, I feel that to me, that's the biggest benefit of all. Anybody that's in this kind of business, I'm just going to be honest. If your whole intention, your whole reason for wanting to do this is for fame, fortune, and to get rich and to be popular and to stroke your ego, maybe you're not in it for the right reasons. And again, that's just my opinion. Right. But that's how I feel. Mm-hmm. Then you're not doing it to really help others. You're doing it for your own self-serving gratification and for your own ego. Because you know what? Then you're using people. You're using people to feed yourself, literally, is all you're doing. And yeah, we got bills to pay. That's just common sense. Because we do live on this earth plane, which is financial, right? We got bills to pay. So yeah. But to me, that's the major benefits, is that knowing when I leave this earth plane, when it's time for me to go, that I did more help, or I tried to, than harm. Mm-hmm. To me, that's the biggest benefit of all. My conscience is clear, and I want to make sure it stays that way until it's time for me to go. You know what I mean? When it's time for me to move on to the next assignment, the next mission, the next galaxy or whatever. Yeah. You know? Oh yeah,
I love
that's
you,
for
Jen.
For sure.
I love my Jenny.
Oh, I love you too.
I know. And I get all sentimental.
No, I that's why I want to. That's why I do it too.
I'm just too passionate. That's what my problem is.
It's important, and well, you know, there's people that. I mean, obviously we're not psychiatrists, but I think that we do really help people, like emotionally and mentally. You know.
And I think part of the benefit too is that we help ourselves in the process.
Yeah.
We help ourselves work through, like, oh, what came through for that person or that message for that person.
There's a lot of times that happens.
Are you even talking to that person? Whatever, just nonchalantly. Oh my God. It's like, yeah, really? Sometimes we got to take our own freaking advice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Which can be heard.
All right. We're going to read some more. Working to empower. Okay. I like that one. I think we remember that we're all one. Yes. Thank you, Crystal Angel Guidance. Yes. I think we need to remember that we are all one. Yeah, we are all connected. Then by bringing peace or empowerment to someone else, it's like bringing peace or empowerment to. Thank you, sweetheart. See, she explains it so nice. I love you. I love you, Danny, because she always knows how to say the right words. Right? Serelle struggles. Serelle's like blah blah blah, but not Danny. You're correct. We actually do. Yeah. Right. Yes, because we are all technically connected. We are.
Yeah.
Right? Can you imagine? Right? We feel just like we feel. You ladies.
Some people just don't feel a connection.
Right. But but even these ladies, well, yeah, and that's fine. Maybe they're not supposed to.
Right.
But even these ladies here, joining us, even though I feel when Mother Earth is hurting, when she's crying, when she's trying to change, she's trying to, I should say, get rid of kind of thing. It's almost like she's trying to shake off any kind of like, how do I put this, negative stuff that's going on. I feel it. I feel the earth. I feel the earth when she's hurting and crying and disappointed and sad and feeling abused and stripped. It hurts. I feel the animal realm when they're being abused and they're being exploited and you know what I mean? And just senseless, no reason for their lives to be taken or whatever. I feel that too. We feel it. We're all connected. Every living thing is connected. We are connected whether we like it or not. We are, right? We got to remember that. Definitely. What we do to ourselves, we will be doing to another person. Sooner or later, it's coming back. It's coming back around. You are going to reap what you have sown. Literally. Right? What you send out to another person, you are definitely, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're definitely going to get that, it's like, why would you do that to another person or you don't love yourself?
Exactly.
Right?
You don't.
It's like, what? You don't think that you're important or you're valuable? You know what I mean? Or you're worthy? You're worthy of any kind of, goodness. If you don't feel that way for yourself, how can you do it for another person?
Right.
Oh
yeah.
But I get it. But I'm not going to look down on anybody that, has done those things or does those things. I mean, because that's where they're at. That's where they're at right now in their life. You know what I mean? Who am I to say and who am I to judge? Like I've said before in the beginning, I'm not your judger. I'm not here to judge you. I mean, you're going to leave all that for, when it's time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have enough of that on your own, baby. You don't need me to help with that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I got my own shit I'm going to have to go through. So, yeah. All right. What we got now? How well, oops, sorry. Jen, you don't want me messing with this mouse, but I'm going to tell you right now. There we go. All right. How well many times do you say that when we see something others are doing, it's mirroring something in ourselves? You know what? I agree to a certain extent about that, Crystal Angel Guidance. When you say, where other people even say that, I've seen lots of people say this and post this stuff too. Well, what you don't like in others is mirroring what you don't like in yourself or something like that. You know how I'm talking about? That's what she's saying here. When we see something others are doing, it's mirroring something in ourselves. Is it? Do you really believe all that? I'm going to say yes and no. I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes people are put in our pathways, and sometimes people do things for a certain reason.
I gotta go back.
Now you gotta go potty. I feel that's what it is. So sometimes that was part of their assignment, part of their mission was to do those things.
I'll be back, y'all.
All right. Look, I'm going to get real deep for this shit. Now it's Jen's turn to go potty. All right, sorry. But I don't feel that. Not always. Because think about it. If it's mirroring something within ourselves, well, heck yeah. So I kind of agree with that. We all got light. We all got neutral. We all got darkness. We all got love. We all got hate. Then, but I don't feel that every person or every situation is mirroring you. As far as that interaction or whatever. I don't believe that all the time because I'm not feeling that from that situation or from that person. Sometimes that could be also part of, think about this, where that's part of their mission or their assignment was to maybe to test that person because we agreed to it prior before we came here, but also as part of our own growth, whether it's spiritual, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, whatever, whether that was part of our own growth as part of our spiritual test, challenge, whatever. So no, I don't always feel that that we mirror each other. Yes, we are connected, but we don't always mirror each other. That I do not feel that. I'm sorry, but I don't. All right. Me too. And say sorry to the little furries on the road. Yes. Right. Even when I'm driving at night, you know that, Danny, where I do that little song in my head when I'm like, no babies in the road, please. No babies in the road. I can't sing for the shit, but I'll sing it in my head. No babies in the road because they're babies, right? Amy, I feel sad when I see trees broken after a storm. Yes. You know what? Because plants, and it's been scientifically proven too. Plants, trees, everything. I mean, they do feel. They have energy. It's a living thing. Most definitely, like they can't feel that. Even when you're like caressing a flower or a leaf or a branch or whatever that's still, attached to a living thing, it still feels, it's still a living thing. Think about it. We're part of nature also. So we definitely are connected with that living being, that living thing. Now, there's a good example for that question, Danny. Does that mean that tree that was broken, is that mirroring me? Am I mirroring it? You see what I'm saying? So there's a little bit of a, yes and no kind of thing, right? Definitely a yes and a no. LL. Thank you, sweetheart. Yep. You don't have to say sorry. Yep, I know I do the same. I know it's like a habit. I have, right? My worst fear is always hurting someone else's feelings. I never want to, I should say, unintentionally or even intentionally hurt someone's feelings because I know what that feels like most of my childhood and most of my life. So I never want to do that to another person and make them feel, a certain kind of way when it comes to as far as, so I'm always apologizing because I never want to make anybody feel less than. I understand how that feels. So, yeah. Now, you do get your people that like to come in and like to play and test, as we call, as we say, where they're just doing out of just being sassy and spiteful. And maybe they were even talked into doing those things. Like I said, there's plenty of people out there that use people, unfortunately, that are naive to harass another person, unfortunately. And they think it's okay. Somehow it's justified to do that, even though they don't know the other person. But you know what? I'm getting paid for it. I'm getting a free whatever out of this. And because it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to do it. Maybe they were bullied and they figure, well, now I get to be the bully, So yeah. Now I do recognize that. And I know when I'm being played, but I'm going to let you go ahead and do it. Because you know what? Yeah, you go right ahead. And then I'm going to let you sit with it afterwards too. But you know what? I'm going to send you healing energy afterwards. I'm going to send you extra love and forgiveness and compassion afterwards because you're needing it the most. And I understand. I kind of understand. You know what I mean? I kind of understand it. So, yeah, besides returning hate to hate or nasty to nastiness, you know what? I'm just not going to play the game, and I'm just going to go ahead and just take the energy, and I'm going to heal it. Then I'm going to send it back to you. Welcome back, Jen.
Hi.
You're my favorite.
Aww.
Right. I tell that to everybody, and the girls know. Jen's my favorite. Lanita's my favorite. Danny's my favorite. Everybody's my favorite, right? Right?
Yeah.
Everybody's my favorite. Because you are. All right, Jen, your turn because now I have to go potty. All right.
Back and
That's
forth,
what I
back
said.
and forth, back and
Have
forth.
you ever encountered an individual that you've met that just wowed you with their own energies? How did you feel afterwards, or how did you
God.
change?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
gosh,
Many
met
times.
lots of those. Yeah, right. Lanita, you wowed me, baby, and you changed my life for the better. She knows how.
No, I think every person you meet changes you.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, oh my God, some are just overwhelming where they just
Like
radiate.
that guy
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. Just radiate. You're like, wow. And you're just like, wow, I'm just loving this. And it feels so good. And it gets you riled up. You know, their energy starts to vibrate more too.
Yeah.
And we start to, almost like we start to like merges, and you can see it merging, connecting.
Mhm.
Like we're like, yeah. It's like, hey, you part of my group family here or what? You know what I mean? Because I think it is.
Yeah.
Where we're part of each other's soul group family kind of thing. It's like, yeah, we recognize that. That feels good. Heck yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I do too. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go potty.
Your turn.
Right, I know. Drinking lots of water. Now you gotta talk the whole time. Right?
I know. It's like my turn to talk. Okay. Oops, change you. Smart ass. Serelle, you're a smart ass. She can't hear me. She's in the bathroom. She's yelling at me from the bathroom, but I can't. I can't hear her. Okay. Let's see. So, so I want to hang out longer, but I have to take a pee. Oh. Yes, I will. No, actually, I won't be there Tuesday because I have a doctor's appointment. Which I actually will text Lanita later about switching with me this week, so we'll see. But no, I won't be there this Tuesday. If it was in the morning, I would, but it's actually in the afternoon. But I hope you feel better, Danny. And we've already been on here for 2 hours.
Oh shit, we need cut it off.
So
right. They've heard us babble on long enough.
but we'll be back. We're gonna do this again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
You know, we could, have other people with us too.
Yeah, I want other people on here.
You guys can come with too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put the camera way in the corner, and then I'll sit at the table or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Well, we would probably need to figure out something to be able to read.
Yeah.
The chat.
All right. Lanita's going to be in charge of the interview questions. That's your job now, since you did so good.
She said, smart ass.
That's right. Well, Precious, you were the one who was asking most of it, hon.
What lessons have you learned from your gifts?
Oh, gosh. Me too. Hang out, Colorado. Okay. What lessons have we? Oh, honey, we're still learning lessons. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Shoot.
I'll be there Friday, Danny.
Yeah. Still learning lessons. Okay. So many. God, there's so many. Oh. I'd have to really think about that. And should I start from the beginning of all the lessons I've learned?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot to learn. Not to abuse it, for sure. Not to take it for granted. Not to use it for, unjustified purposes or envy or jealousy. I've been preaching that a lot already. Because there's too many out there that's, too quick to do that nowadays. So I've been preaching that a lot this whole time about not doing those things because people don't realize they're really going to hurt themselves in the end when it comes to doing those things. And abusing stuff like that and thinking it's all fun and games when it's actually quite serious. Yeah, I joke around a lot, but that's my outlet. You know what I mean? That's me I think that's part of my balance, because we get all that serious. We get all that.
And I think our gifts help us a lot with fear, like getting over fear in general, fear of death, fear of everything. You know?
Yeah.
Because you see so there's so much beyond this, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you kind of almost don't have a reason to be afraid of stuff anymore, you know.
No, not at all. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
We've been here for 2 hours. We love you guys.
Right. Sorry. Thank you for listening to old Babylon here. Appreciate you. But
Good night, Danny.
Yeah.
I'll
We
see
love
you
you.
soon.
We love you.
Okay, I'll see you Friday, Danny.
Yep.
You're coming Friday.
Oh, good.
I'll text you later, Lanita.
Right.
Thank you for coming in.
Right, I think the
Everybody else.
I think the other guy left you. Right?
David. My sister was in here too. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
she
still
probably.
is.
She goes, yeah, those two are just cackling on about stuff. So
There's 3 people. Let's see who.
right, we got so many.
Oh, there's Amy. Love you, sis.
Right, love you, Amy. Thank you.
She's been quiet.
Well, she's like, I'm just listening.
Love you, Lanita. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Right.
Let's see. And
End.
goodbye.